beep, beep, beep. Welcome to the court of the Edijester good people once more, and we've got a really, a really good story for you today here. From the 14th of March by Juliet Roswell, writing in The Times. Well, in the educational supplement of The Times. Times was free this weekend, I think. They do that occasionally. It's rather kind of them, don't you think? So that's proles who can't afford The Times. Read some of it. Gender-critical documentary makers take UCU to tribunal. Adult Human Female. You remember Adult Human Female? Brilliant. Directors Deirdre O'Neill and Michael Wayne claim union treated them unfairly in wake of cancelled Edinburgh showings. And you can see there a picture from Ian Masterson with that TERF's queer solidarity. I love it. Queer theory seeks to break down every boundary and to disrupt categories by either lumping them together or making them infinite. And they want queer solidarity. How do you get solidarity in a movement that's based on queer theory? The entire thing is incoherent, I say. Incoherent, and it's time it all ended. Absolute nonsense. Become a warrior teacher, by the way. Buy me coffee. Usual stuff, but subscribe. Two academic filmmakers are taking their union to the tribunal, arguing it treated them unfairly. Deirdre O'Neill and Michael Wayne faced a backlash from campaigners amid claims that their 2022 film, Adult Human Female, was transphobic. It defines sex as being determined by biology and claims that women's rights have been damaged by the trans movement. Claims? There isn't anybody in the country who doesn't know. Babes in arms know. People on their last leg know. Right? It's just insane. Just take a side. Pick a side, The Times. What's up with you? Screenings at the University of Edinburgh were cancelled in December last year and again in April 23, following protests by LGBTQ+ hands, knees and whoops and daisy groups and the local branch of the University and College Union, the UCU, which called the film a clear attack on trans people's identities. Oh, my identity's under attack. What they should say there really is trans people's brands. Your brand's under attack. You know why your brand's under attack, trans people? Because your product is crap. It claimed that it violated the institution's respect policy. We don't have to respect you. I barely tolerate you. In fact, I don't tolerate you. That's the whole point. Respect. We need to respect my made-up story. Okay? Not gonna happen. On both occasions of the cancellations there, protesters were reported to have blocked entrances to the lecture theatre where the screening was due to take place. Now O'Neill and Wayne, who are academics at the University of Hertfordshire and Brunel University of London respectively, have lodged a tribunal claim against the UCU. Yes! We need to get unison. That's another one, isn't it? Unison. We need to get these unions in the bloody dock, right? Because they're just a disgrace. They're done, aren't they, really? They're so corrupt, they think men are women. They have tilted to corruption. Doesn't matter whether you come from the left or from the right. They have tilted to corruption. Everything does. In this case, especially the unions. At the hearing, due to get underway on the 31st of March. Popcorn! Get your popcorn! Popcorn, powder pop! 31st of March, they are expected to argue that the union treated them detrimentally due to their philosophical beliefs about sex and gender. Sex being binary is not a philosophical belief. Stop it. They told Times Higher Education Supplement this was in strong contrast to how the union treats members with different views, adding that they had written to UCU General Secretary Joe Grady, she's hopeless, asking whether it was possible to be gender critical in the union, and had received a letter in response defending the Edinburgh branch's action. What's wrong with this Grady woman, Joe Grady? Why does that name ring a bell? Joe Grady. Oh, it's not the Joe, it's the Grady that's ringing a bell. Oh, yes. I'll give you a clue why Grady rings a bell. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. Bartender. Sorry, just went on one there. Do try and stay with me. I know it's difficult. UCU's trans rights policy states that the union supports trans rights. What's that mean? And that debating transgender identity puts trans people's being into question and creates fear and distress. Pretending that Mark over there, who thinks he's Mozart, isn't Mozart, right? It puts his Mozart identity into question and creates fear and distress. As if him run around thinking he's Mozart doesn't create fear and distress. However, Wayne argued that holding gender-critical beliefs was not grounds to be treated detrimentally. Absolutely. If anything, it should be the reverse. Holding beliefs about trans should be a reason to be treated detrimentally. Our case is simply that the union treated us detrimentally, and we don't use that word enough, detrimentally because of our philosophically held beliefs around sex and gender. They can't do that. And they should be held accountable. Do you know, honest to goodness, folks, I couldn't agree more. Tribunals against unions are unusual, but we hope so. But Ian Jones, principal solicitor at Spencer Shaw, told THE, the Higher Education Supplement, that the claim Times Higher Education, the claimants are making a claim that, while not common, they imperfectly entitled to make. Edinburgh's UCU branch previously claimed that free speech and academic freedom were being used to justify questioning the validity or the rights of people with marginalised identities. Right? Anybody in the room got a marginalised identity? Me. Sorry, I can't hear you. Me. You. Why have you got a marginalised identity? I'm on the edges of the room. Just, right, we'd like you to leave because you're nuts. There was a film years ago called Teachers, where a bloke, thought he was Napoleon or something, and he pretended to be a teacher. It's just the same thing, isn't it? They're just playing dress up. School games, it's like the school playground. Who are you going to be today? I'll be the Terminator. Who are you going to be? I'm going to be the Dolly Parton character from Steel Magnolias. Right, so we've got the Terminator, right, and an overhyped, over-exaggerated, makeup-clad hairdresser. It's the same thing. Who are you going to be? They're just making it all up as they go along. Opposing the film screening, the branch said this event represents an echo chamber of one specific viewpoint that is very clearly a vilification of trans people questioning their right to exist under the guise of academic freedom. Well, I do question their right because they don't exist. It's nonsense. It's all nonsense. I'm sick of it. I'm absolutely sick of it now, and everybody I speak to is absolutely sick of it. And still, we've got the Times going, "Oh, sex is only an opinion that sex is binary." I'm sick to death of these stupid cross-dressing people now, whether it's the men or whether it's the women. I'm sick to death of them all. Bloody horrible people. One woman, one serial sex offender, tried to screw gay men 6 times. 6 times she went to the bar and hung out. 6 times she planned her approach. 6 times she managed to get back with a gay guy by pretending to be a bloke. That's predatory. Right. This event is that the event is hosted. This is the film showing of the adult human female. That the event is hosted at the University of Edinburgh only adds to this veneer of credibility, as it appears our esteemed institution endorses these hateful views. It's just insane, isn't it? Isn't it the same nonsense? It doesn't mean they endorse it. It's freedom of speech. It's just the same sort of thing. If somebody said, right, I once walked past a room where Hitler had broke wind, right, and they go, yeah, he's a Nazi. I mean, he walked past a room where Hitler broke wind. It's the same idea, isn't it? It's like, I call it the rack of adjacency. Did you meet Hitler? No, but I once walked past a room in which he broke wind. Right, get the rack. They're all utterly mad, utterly insane. This is not the first time that UCU has faced controversy over its stance on trans rights, with the Edinburgh branch also seeking the cancellation of the 2023 launch of a book, including contributions from gender-critical writers, such as former University of Sussex philosopher Kathleen Stock. Go, Kathleen! Stock had herself claimed that a statement put out by the Sussex UCU branch urging action against transphobia on campus had ended her career at the institution. It did. While more recently, the union's National Review Committee attracted criticism for adopting a motion condemning the cash review into gender identity services for young people. What are we going to do with this review at UCU? I'll ask. Condemn it. We condemn the cash review. Amen. Coitus interruptus. Coitus interruptus. Spectacles, testicles, wallet and watch. Just stop it. They're insane. They're insane. Absolutely insane. Where'd you go with this? The union said it would be contesting the tribunal claim. On what grounds? I'm not. We will stand up for these men in dresses and these women pretending to be. We will stand up for sex deception. We will stand up for LARPing men. We will stand up for undoing reality, and we will stand up for anti-science. You know why? Because we're a union and we're leftists. Well done to the lunatic left. I'll see you all later. I can't take any more. Go on, go do something useful. Bye bye.